Hey, how's everybody doing? Yeah, I just figured I got some Joe stuff that I was going to put together. So I figured I might as well just turn on the camera and film in front of everybody else. So bring in the second camera I've got here. Hey, what's up, Mikey? Just Jeff in the house. Move this over here. All right, so yeah, I've got the Star Brigade Invader, the Starfighter here. Just came in, so if anybody's got a preference of which one you want me to put together first, let me know. Possible Pie, yep. Jeff gets it in first. Space Pogo it is. All right, we're going to make this cam big here. All right, let's get we'll do the Invader first. The interesting thing, I think, about some of these 93 boxes is that, there wasn't actually tape on a lot of them. So you just kind of have to get a nice knife and kind of just slice into it just to separate the glue just enough because you don't want to damage the box. Let's see. Yep. I'm a big fan of these Star Brigade too. Hey, Chad, what's up? Yeah, the Pogo's nice. I think the Invader works a little bit better with the design. Butter knife. I think my wife would get mad if I had because her kitchen utensils would go missing all the time. All right, so let's pull the tray out here. Box out of the way. Just kind of see what we're working with here. Take the canopy pieces out here. Does it glow in the dark? No, but it's bright enough that you could probably still be able to. You'll still be able to see it. So looks like everything's here. It didn't get ripped off. So that's always a good sign when you're opening up a brand new toy. Well, the design for spaces looks like a NASA LEM to a degree. Way better use than hopping across a terrestrial battlefield. I agree. All right, so I'll put stickers over here. Pull up the instruction sheet. So it looks like the first thing that it wants us to do is to put the seat into the cockpit here. So it says there's an arrow. Arrow on the inside of the hull. somewhere. Oh, here it is. Yeah, it's molded into the plastic, so it's a little hard to see. But so we're going to line this up just like this. And just pop that in. Like so. Aaron says that he bought one off Amazon a few years back. He's going to kit bash his to look like more like a moonlander. I'd like to see that. Just push this in a little bit more. So the next step that it wants us to do is to put the canopy together, which is this bronze piece and then these two green translucent pieces here. Put this together. No, this one does not come with a figure. The box art shows the 93 Astro Viper, which I have right here, and he'll get opened up to drive that. So we've got that canopy on there now. And the next step is going to be to fit this onto here. All right, so then we've got that in there. It's just all set. Jeff says, love these openings. You learn a lot, all about some fun stuff, and it's a nice investment in your time seeing how it used to be to exhibit the soul. Yep, it is fun. I think, so, especially a lot of these later vehicles. I think a lot of times people, don't have the, they were out of Joe by this point, so they don't have that background of putting some of these vehicles together. Kiwi's here. How's it going? Yep, no figure with the Invader. I guess the Pogo, yeah, Pogo didn't have one either. All right, so we've got that in there. So it looks like the next step is we're going to put these two thruster pieces on the bottom there, actually on this piece, as well as the little gun that's on this piece. So we'll pop this out of the screws. Yep, that's cool. Like I said, I'm going to just use the Astro Viper that I've got. Just says 93. Chad said strongest year. Were they going to do any more space? Yeah. So, well, I can answer this too. So, Star Brigade went into 94, and there were more plans for stuff going into 94, 95 that got canceled. I was actually just talking about with Chad a little bit. They were going to have these versions of the Joes that were basically like aliens in disguise, and like aliens would like pop through the torsos and stuff. So there's those little tabs here. Just pop this in here. And the other one on the other side. Just like that. And we got the thrusters. And then the cannon here. Just goes in. Like so. And then we've got this bottom thruster part. Mikey says I need to get a pair of nice flush cutters. I need so many different tools. Not even just for toy stuff, just for around the house. Yeah, the canceled 95 range of stuff would have been really sweet. Chad's got a video that he did, a live stream Neon Night at night. I think it was episode 15 or maybe, that they kind of went over some of the promo reels and some of the stuff that was supposed to come out. Highly recommend watching that. So now that we've got that, we can just put this into the bottom like this. Just kind of snaps right on there. So now we've got this. All right. Next. So looks like the next step is going to be putting the legs and then the accessories on here. So I'm going to real quick just finish popping the rest of these off the screws. This is come out easy enough. We've got some of the slowly building your Resolute Joes. Flynn by himself isn't a fun, cheap time. I'm going to start the Star Brigade line, and God willing, end it with a Defiant. Yeah, Defiant's definitely out there. Right now, I think I'm just kind of focusing on kind of 90 to 94 with an asterisk, because that asterisk includes 89, because 89 was available on the shelves in 90. So, yeah, so the next step is basically we're just going to take these legs and then just fit the three of them. There's 3 spots around the pogo. So we're just kind of going to get these in here. 1. 2. 3. this to pop off a little bit. So. Then we've got the third leg here on the back. TV. All right. So it's got its legs now. Jeff, hey, thanks for stopping in. All right. So what else does it want us to do? It wants us to put this antenna. It's going to tab. Run that right here. Then one of these hoses. Run. Pop it in here. And scoot that up in there. Put each one of the missiles on one of the legs here, one of the dumbbell pegs. All right, the next step is it wants us to put in these little hoses. So I need, let's see. We're just gonna basically gonna do these around on each of the legs. So far, it seems like these little pieces have been the hardest to get in. They just don't want to go in there. That's the wrong end. This one. And then so we've got each of those little three. And then we've just got this last U one, which is going to wrap around on this end. It's going to come and just go on the other side here, just like that. And then the last piece that we've got basically is just going to be the, oh, my phone camera died. Hey, Drew. Yeah, I just had a couple stuff I was going to build anyway, so I figured I'd turn on the camera and film it. Yeah, the last piece that we've got is for the spring-loaded shooter, and basically this one we can put it anywhere. I like to usually put it opposite of the antenna, and And there you go. That's the Pogo Sand stickers, which will be the next step. Much to Chad's dismay, I could not find my pair of tweezers, so I'm going to try my best to get these straight. So let's see. The sticker sheet. These instructions are not very helpful. I might have to pull up 3D Joe's and then pull up 3D Joe's and look at Carson's picture. Right. Pulling up the Invader. So it looks like one of these Moonstrike stickers will go on basically each side of the brass here. So one here and one here. Rachel says, who's going to pilot the Invader? I got an Astro Viper right here. That on the other side. Such. Right. Got those two on there. What other ones do we got here? Looks like another one's going to go right in between these tubes. Such. And one basically on the opposite side of that. That. Let's see. Right here. Mirror that one on the other side. So Yes, I agree. The Invader as a space vehicle does make way more sense. Yep. Balls on the pilot of this thing. All right. The moon is the battlefield, but control your burst. If you don't, we'll fly off into space. I don't think Cobra cares too much about their trooper safety. Two rescue stickers. Right here, right here. All right. And the last two that we've got. Here. Here. And let's see the last one. Look to the other side. It's going to go. So it goes. So we did that one. And I think what it wants us to do is just a little bit. Right. All right. We got this thing all stickered up, and that's a finished Cobra Pogo Invader. Hey, Will, how's it going? Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, building Joe vehicles. I feel like it's something that we don't get to do that much anymore. Yeah, I don't think there's OSHA regulations on the moon. I think Cobra might shoot any OSHA safety inspectors, anyways. So, yep. So here we've got the finished Pogo with the spring-loaded gun. Doesn't seem like it wants. Yep, there we go. HasLab Sky Striker eject seat. I'm not sure. I do not have the HasLab Sky Striker anymore, actually. So we'll put these back in the box because I know it's just plastic junk, but I'll keep it anyways. So now that we have the Invader needs a pilot. So we've got the 93 Astro Viper here, still sealed on card, but I don't care about that. I'm going to open it anyways. The nice thing about some of these older cards now is some of the glue is starting to wear out a little bit, so you can kind of break them a little bit easier without ripping as much. You know, an art card like this, because the Star Brigade cards didn't have individual artwork, don't really care too much if I ruin the front of the card, but all right, we'll move that out of the way. Thank you. I think the dog would like to be let upstairs. Yes, the Astro Viper is awesome. The recolor in 2000 for the Shadow Viper is also really sweet. Yes, let them breathe. If you can hear my dog whining. So here we've got the 93 Astro Viper, complete with his helmet. Funny thing though is he doesn't really fit in here with his helmet on. So, I mean, he does kind of, but so, well, we've got him in there now. So, our Invader now has a pilot. Yeah, so like most of the 93 introduced the weapons trees. So basically just generic weapons in whatever color they felt like. So for this guy, some orange stuff. Probably just leave these on the tree. Oh, looks like the phone camera died again. And it's back. Yeah, I'll probably just leave this on the tree because this guy will live in the Invader for the time being. So, yeah, that's the Cobra Invader. I think it's the better version of the Pogo mold. I think it makes a lot more sense for what it is. Hi. Yeah, so we'll move that aside. So the other thing I always liked about when you open these is you get these, these catalogs, that showed a lot of the mailaways at the time. So I think it's interesting that, even in 93, you could still mail away with some money and get a whale. So the whale kind of persisted throughout pretty much almost the whole run. You've got the lime green hawk here, which I've always been a fan of. So, well, we've got the Invader. Now we need something to fight the Invader. And Joe, in the same year, had its own vehicle, the Starfighter, which was just a recolor of the 88 Stiletto. I guess Joe got their hands on a couple of them and repurposed them for the Star Brigade. Unlike the Invader, however, this one does have a figure. It's got Sci-Fi version 3. So we'll get this box open here. Maybe. This one does not want to see. Does not want to see. I'm undone on this one. There we go. So, this out. Looks like some of the missiles and whatnot have all come loose on the sprue from the sprue in here, but that's fine. So you saw something on core figures this week, no shuttle. Yeah, I remember seeing the shuttle everywhere for a while there, and now I feel like you could barely find them. This bag here, we've got Sci-Fi version 3. Just set them aside right now. Got a helmet and a laser blaster that came with the version 2. Pop out the canopy here. So this one's a little bit more straightforward, I think, than the Invader. Not like most of these are that hard to put together, but let's take everything off the sprues again. All right. Mike, how's it going? Look, carded space figs, some of the newer space sets. Yeah, I think they're still putting out Star Force figures in the the modern stuff that they've got. No John Eagle. So what does it want us doing here first? Snap the white body into the bottom. Put the nose cone. There. So I'm gonna line these up here. Just pop this one. It's always the putting these things together. You want to be careful not to break them. But you do. Brush here. Making a fool of me. All right, well, I think that's about as good as I'm going to get on this one. Well, I'm glad I'm able to give some entertainment. Yes, the snaps that's always the once you get the main body assembly done where nothing's broken, then you're in the clear. All right, so wants us to get that nose cone, which is kind of a rubbery. So it kind of slips over. Just kind of slips over just like that. And then the same step also wants us to put these rear thrusters on there. Pop those on. Line up the tabs. Maybe. So we've got that on there. All right, so what's next? Wants us to plug in these hose pieces. I think they're the same size as these. One. And two. And then we're going to put in the tail fin here. Slide these in here. We've got that on there. Next step just wants us to throw this spring launcher shooter on the bottom here. I will say the one thing I prefer about the stiletto is that it has just a stationary gun that pivots versus, spring loaded. But as a kid, I didn't mind the spring loaded very much because, hey, who doesn't like shooting spring launchers? Put those on there. That. And then the last step is to just throw this gold clip in here, like that. And then I probably should. Maybe. Trying to get this copy piece in here. All right, there we go. Yeah, and that was basically it. Like I said, the Starfighter, I remember it being a little bit easier to assemble than the Invader. So I guess the last step on this is just to sticker it out. Let's see. So let's see, we'll put the ones on the bottom on first. Place under launcher. So like that. Place under the launcher. Let's see. These two stay clear stickers are going to go right here. Like that. And then looks like one more goes on the bottom of these threes. Right. So that's those stickers on the bottom. Flip that over to the top side now. So looks like one of these threes goes in each of these indents here, which is where the Cobra logo went at one point. That one. Yes, the Malibu Barbie Havoc. What else do we got? Put the Joe right above the three. So grab that. Looks like these ones run right along the sides here. There. Here. There we go. Got a few left. Got these rescue, which go right under here. That. Then the last sticker we've got are these United States Space, Earth, and Moon stickers, which are going to go here. right. And that's all the stickers for the Starfighter. So that one was this one's a little easier, I think, to put together than the Invader here. Yep, Mike, I saw you picked up those, the Dan Klingensmith books as well. They're really sweet. Yes, Space Force. So let's pop this open. Give Sci-Fi his helmet. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. We've got the Starfighter with Sci-Fi. So now we basically, with the Invader here and the Starfighter, you've got basically everything you need to start your space battles. Are these Playmobil? Well, you can. They are pretty mobile. They're jets. If you swoosh them around, you can play with them. Yes, they're Lego. That's why I had to build them. Oh yeah, we do. We need Mikey here to launch everything. So yeah, I mean, Star Brigade had a couple more vehicles. They had the armor bot that came out in '93 as well, and then in '94 they had the two power fighters. I don't have either of any of those yet. Hopefully, at one point, I would like to get them. I do like the Star Brigade line. I think it's fun for the most part. It's a little bit, they're a little more out there than I think some of the Joe stuff that people are used to. But they're spaceships. It's hard to dislike them. Beats Creo. Yes, it does. Yeah, so that's those two. Those are the only two vehicles. I do have a unbuilt Fort America coming in, though that didn't arrive here in time for this stream. But if this is kind of something that you guys like, it's definitely something I would be willing to do more of in the future, putting stuff together. There's a couple things I have that'll be coming at some point. I have a blockbuster and a detonator coming that sealed that I would like to put together. So yeah, if it's something that you guys are interested in watching, as long as people are interested. I mean, I'm going to build them. They're going to get built either way. So, well, you're not that late. I've just finished building the main stuff, but I got some other stuff. That's for the after show, Chad. Yeah. So what else have I picked up? I showed on my Instagram that I picked up the lot of talking battle commanders from '92. Those will get opened at some point. I just need to chest curls. Probably TMI, but I don't have any chest curls. Ryan is never late. Ryan always arrives. Well, he's on that West Coast time, so yes, the Blockbuster and Detonator were so the Detonator when I get it, and probably when I do the stream, I'll tell the story. But the Detonator was the first real American hero vehicle I ever got. I got it at a garage sale. But so those ones, those ones hold special places in my heart. Yes, he is a wizard. Yeah, so I picked up these still carded. What I'll probably end up doing is I'm going to probably unscrew the backpacks off of them. The one thing I didn't like about those is that the backpacks were screwed into them versus the regular Sonic Fighters and Supersonic Fighters. You could take them on and off. So, speaking of Supersonic Fighters, I picked up the Supersonic Fighter Rock and Roll. And the Supersonic Fighters Zap. Yes, Chad. I was rewatching them yesterday, and that's kind of what gave me the idea. I was like, hey, these are fun to watch. Maybe if people are interested, I'll put them. I mean, really, other than your videos on the Blockbuster and Detonator, there's not a whole lot of videos. It's not a whole lot of content of those individual vehicles, other than the commercials. So. They're all going to get opened. You can open the one right now. Rock and roll stop bite isn't Creedence. There really is rock and roll. I actually think this one still works. This one's batteries are fine. So that doesn't get annoying, but and then other than those two, the only other figures that I got. Am I going to cut out the file card? Since I've got the card backs, I'm probably just going to leave the card backs full. You can't really tell, but on my shelves, I kind of use on my Joe and Leonard stuff. If I've got a full card back, I'll use those to kind of create like a backing. So you're not staring at nothing behind them. And then the other two figures that I picked up the Mega Marines, Gung Ho, and Clutch. Was this all one lot? No, it's just kind of been a culmination. I've been super busy at work, so things kind of just sit on my table for a little bit, and once I get to them, I get to them. The shelves lost some dead weight. Yeah, but they're starting to fill up. They're starting to fill up fast again. So yeah, full car. If I can get them, that's great. If not, I don't want to. I'm not going to go out of my way. And so, like, if I can get them with the figure and it's not like that big of a difference, that's fine. I'll go ahead. But I'm not going to go out of my way to purchase full cards. I say that now, but let's see. Chad wants me to open up Overkill. So let's see. Yes, the Mega Marines. They advertise those ones as having monster scent, so I'm really curious to get a new one and just kind of see what it smells like. I don't know if that's weird, but yes, the Monster Blaster APC is awesome. If I can find one at DFW, definitely gonna pick one up. I could have gotten it graded, but it would have probably cost me more to grade it than what I paid for it. So Chad twisted your nipples to do a live USS flag boxing. You'll hold out a little longer, see if he'll twist them again. So let's pull that over. So here's the man Overkill himself. Yeah, his backpack's definitely need to come off because he's gonna need a new O-ring pretty soon. Not to mention his backpack dead anyways. My only worry with this figure sometimes is he's got all this gold plastic. We know that doesn't like to hold up over time. But yeah, Overkill is an awesome figure. He's got this. It'd be just easier to pull it up on my camera here. He's got his chest that opens up. He's got his little blasters that come out of his chest there. And since he's a bat, he has, so his right hand can come off. And he's got this weird claw type thing. I'm not even sure what to really call it, but claw laser thing here. So yeah, Overkill's a cool figure. They didn't really know what to. I feel like they didn't know what to do with him in '92, but when Devil's Due took over Joe, he definitely got a lot more use. Could be a lot of great local vendors and storefronts at DFW. Yep. We're really excited for Dallas. People who grade toys think there'll be some sort of retirement. Yeah, except by the time it's time to retire, nobody's going to want them anymore. So I am actually going to unscrew this. Yeah, if people think they can retire on graded toys, yeah. Maybe this is the hoping these don't strip. I've had them strip on me before. Yep, yeah, that was a good one of the best things I think out of the Devil's Due era of comics. Or you could use your 40. You could be not financially smart, use your 401k to buy toys. Yeah, this one might need some work on it. So I don't think this backpack's coming off today, but so basically the way these ones work is, so there's 4 screws on each side, which then you take that off, which then lets you replace the battery. And then there's another 3 screws that are screwed from the figure right into the back there. Yeah, I don't want to strip these screws right now, so you know what I love. What do you like about the Fellowship of Dollies? Yes, no pants Thursdays. Yeah, I was really upset that your stream on Wednesday uh, didn't have any classified ones. I thought that was all what it was going to be like. But you guys get to retire and work to the bitter end. These toys ain't going to buy themselves. Bravo. Bravo, Mikey. But yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about the Talking Battle Commanders is that they screwed them in for whatever reason. Whereas, you know, like rock and roll here, they're just backpacks that you can, they just wear them like normal backpacks. I mean, there's no difference to them. Other than the fact that one, they screwed right into the back of the figure, so. Yeah, so that's. How do you take the rubber band off? We got brain and nerve damage. Well, contrary to what people say, is we're not all total toxic, and you know. Yeah, Chad, how dare you not like classified? That classified is the only thing the GI Joe makes GI Joe worthwhile. Agreed, just Jeff. Yeah, so that's so I actually have a funny story about. So I picked up the. Actually, this one still works. I don't know if you can hear that. But this one's batteries still hold up. So funny story. So when I originally got into Real American Hero, my neighbor down the street from me her kid was, I don't know, 5 or 6 years older than me. So he was getting out of Joe about the same time that I was just kind of getting into it. Basically he was just getting rid of everything. That's when I got my detonator. When I got my detonator. And so they basically just had a big cardboard box full of figures. They were like 25 cents a figure. Little did I know at the time, some of the figures that I picked out were a Goldhead Steel Brigade, the Created Cobra, and then some other random figures like DEF Law, Street Fighter Ryu. But I remember in that box was this guy, was the Talking Battle Commander Stalker. I picked him up. And I was like, his backpack doesn't come off. What am I supposed to do with this guy? I can't put him in any vehicles. He basically is just, he won't stand on his own. But that just was one of those. It was the only figure I remember from that garage sale that I didn't pick up that was there. But I actually, other than the backpack on this guy, he's actually got it's a great sculpt. Colors are whatever, people have their opinions on 90s color schemes, but the actual sculpt for a Stalker figure, I actually, for all 5 versions that they put of Stalker and a Real American Hero, I think all of them are really good figures. But last weekend, I bought a nice pile of 1/18 Joes and a flak. So they're way better than classified. They're just I had classified. I mean, obviously, this shelf and this shelf were all classified at one point. They were just standing there. I wouldn't open the doors. I wouldn't do anything with them. But since I picked up these, since really was when I started, I had some Leonard stuff still. And I was playing with that stuff more in a box and picking it up and fiddling with it than I was anything that was any of my classified stuff. So I was like, you know what? We're going back to 3 3/4 inch. Does Mrs. Mvargo? She supports me, and that's probably she supports me and puts up with everything, and that's probably she likes to travel, so she'll come to Dallas with me. She went to Joe Fest with me 2 years ago, so when we kind of do that stuff, she'll travel together, so she'll get her enjoyment out of that way. Yeah, I just think classified in my mind, they're not toys. They are, they're posable statues almost to me. Whereas, vintage stuff are toys. They were obviously, they were designed to be played with. I mean, they were designed to go in these vehicles and have, all this different stuff. So, yeah, I have one classified figure left, and he is at my office. Am I a strictly military toy collector? Yes. It's easiest for me to, I think, just kind of try to stay focused on that, then kind of branch off. Because at one point I was that way, and I was way too overextended. It was like I'm buying all this different stuff. I'm buying Power Rangers, buying Marvel, buying Star Wars, and then it's like when something new comes out that I actually really cared about was like I didn't have the funds to do that. So for now, it's pretty much going to be Action Force, Joe, Leonard the core. I mean, I pretty much have most of what I want with that line. It's just a couple rare items that I am looking out for, and then a lot of the independent lines that are coming out, like Strike Force Alpha, Call Sign Longbow when that comes out, Delta 17, Legends of the Hidden Force. Those ones, I'll pick those up. There's really only one toy line that's not strictly military that I really want to get my hands on, and that's the Cops and Crooks line. It's not a huge line. I just have to make the decision. So, Flint Lady J joined Action Force. Same with Shipwreck. Yep. Yeah, I sold all of my classifieds end of December. Yep, the conversation that Chad has. Oh, Big. You're talking about the classified. I was gonna say I've got the vintage Big Ben. He is in my Badger. The core Rainfire. That's one of the newer ones. For right now, my focus on the core is the vintage, which is kind of 86 to 2002. Just kind of the O-ring stuff, which obviously is just kind of what I'm focusing on right now. So yeah, between Action Force Joe's and Star Wars, that's pretty much. I mean, I was really big into Star Wars as a kid too. Star Wars and Joe was my two. Um, there's a part in the back of my head that would love to go back to Star Wars, but it's like I tell myself, because I had a lot of the Clone Wars stuff, so a lot of vehicles like the walkers and the tanks, and it's like I can't do that right now. I need to focus on Joe, kind of doing, uh, like I said, kind of 89 to 94 is kind of where I'm going to fall with Joe for the time being. So yeah, I saw Dallas Vintage Toys posted on Facebook the other day, that they got a whole complete lot of Cops and Crooks in. Chad, or I say fuck it, it's Dark Kid Fashion. Yep. Yep. Cops and Crooks fighting crime in a future time. If those figures were completely in scale, they were 1/18th scale, I would have already probably started collecting those. But yes, any day now, Delta 17 should be out. I'm very excited. I know delays suck, but I'm kind of glad it's been delayed a little bit. Just giving me some more time, you know, give me a little more time to before I pick those up. So yeah, Star Wars is, yeah. The current state of Star Wars makes me want to go reread the original Zahn novels, basically. Have you picked up the Phantom Menace retro figure? Is that box set out yet? The dude that, yeah, the Cops line has I think it's got a really good variety of figures. I think they're really fun figures. Um, I know one of the figures, I believe he's military police. He shares the same name as Beachhead, and is, like a wink wink. His like grandfather was Beachhead, so Hasbro kind of like to do some stuff like that. I think if there's another one of the characters has that shares the same name with the same last name as Lift Ticket. So yeah, new Star Wars. I mean, I'm a little bit younger, so I really like the prequels. Um, really like the prequels. I really like the Clone Wars, but I don't know. Anything from that point on is kind of lost to me. Only want the Darth Maul, not buying the box set unless it's dirt cheap. Oh, that's right. Phantom Menace is coming out in theaters again. I might have to go see that. Yeah, I might have to go see that because I was a baby when Phantom, but I wasn't going to the theaters to see the Phantom Menace when it first came out. So, oh yes, so Cops is like one of those lines that I really want to get into. I can have a base knowledge of a lot of stuff, but I haven't really delved deep into it. It's something that I would really like to learn about. I feel like there's not a whole lot of stuff about the toy line on YouTube right now either. I know Michael said that at some point he's going to do a feature on Cops and Crooks, so hopefully that comes. Yeah, but so it seems like you guys like this type of stream setup. So hopefully I can do some more. I think I'm gonna have a detonator, blockbuster, and a ghost striker that I'll be able to all build on stream. So kind of the big three battle core. I'm hoping maybe a Shark 9000. I don't know on that one yet, but I have not seen. I've none of my dollar stores around me have ever got any. Uh, the Final Fact really never got like they got the first wave of Final Faction. That was about it. Yes, just we're all haters, right? Yes, I know he's been talking about the Batman the animated series for it's been longer than 4 years. I feel like there's a video probably 6 or 7 years ago of him unboxing some vintage the Kenner animated stuff, saying, "Oh, I'm going to do a feature on this at some point." But that's Batman the animated series has turned into Bionic 6. So um, yeah, I would like just to see some more cops and crooks stuff out there. So and who knows, maybe at some point I'll get the figures beforehand and I can do a video on them or something. So yeah, Jeff, you do the Batman the animated series feature. Just got serious junk. Well, I think I'm gonna probably wrap it up here. Um, thanks everybody for coming in and hanging out with me while I do this. Like I said, I think this might be something. I don't know if I'll do it regularly, but definitely might do another one. So yeah, here's my heart, you too, Chad. 1/18 scale. Don't try to do this. Well, yeah, once I get kind of out of the 93, 94, um, those vehicles are not cheap. I mean, the 93, 94 stuff's not cheap, but they're still relatively affordable compared to some of the 90, 91 stuff right now. 92 is kind of in a weird zone. So, yeah, I think he never heard the end of that, so he just had to get that out. Factions weapons are small and worked, but I guess they're not. Yeah. Unbox some Night Force. Um, if I'm gonna be unboxing some Night Force stuff, I'm not gonna be buying anything else for the next probably 2 years. Buy some rare fun school stuff. There's some fun school stuff that interests me, but I'm really trying to focus on those kind of like 5 years right now before I start branching out because otherwise it's everything's going to get out of hand unless I win the lottery. Maybe my Powerball ticket will be a winner, and I'll unbox everything in the Real American Hero line. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up. My wife just got home a little bit ago. She's been gone the past couple days, so I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Um, I think I probably my next series, part two of my core video, should be up this month. I'm hoping. There's a lot less figures in the last couple. The couple waves don't have as many new figures, so hoping to get maybe parts 2 and 3 up within the next month. So keep an eye out for those. Yep. Thanks, everybody. Catch you next time. Bye.